Hello, thanks for joining us. I'm Mary Calvi. They are incredibly popular this time of year. Pools that create waves and make you feel like you're in the ocean. But after a 9-year-old girl died while swimming in a wave pool at a water park, there are dangers every parent needs to be aware of.
Kids love splashing around in giant wave pools at water parks across the country. It's almost like swimming in the ocean, but these giant waves are machine-made, churned out by tens of thousands of gallons of water being pumped into the pool. This video was taken at a water park in South Carolina. You can see a little girl falling out of her tube. She's in distress. Thankfully, a lifeguard leaped to her rescue. Here's another girl at the same park. She's bobbing up and down, unable to keep her head above water. Once again, a lifeguard is there to save the day. Water safety expert Kelly Stryker told Inside Edition these machine-made wave pools can get really scary.
Those waves come out of that system really fast and really intense, and they increase the height of the water 2 to 3 feet.
Maddie Macbeth says she had to be rescued by lifeguards in a wave pool in Colorado 4 years ago.
Every time I would get sucked under, I'd come up, and I kept feeling myself getting weaker and panicking.
You can see the waves are pretty strong here, and if you're not a strong swimmer, you can easily get pulled under or tossed around. Here at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson Township, New Jersey, we counted 5 lifeguards on duty, ready to spring into action in case of emergency.
The 9-year-old girl who lost her life last week at the wave pool at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania has been identified as Sophia Subetti. Our hearts break for this child and the child's family, says Hershey Park. A spokesman says 10 lifeguards specifically assigned to the wave pool were on duty at the time.
So how do you stay safe in a wave pool? Well, if you're a weak swimmer or you can't swim at all, be sure to wear a life jacket, which all of the parks provide.
Also, don't go in over your head. And children should always be supervised by an adult. Enjoy those machine-made waves, just be careful.
The CEO of Hershey Park said in a statement that after their lifeguard team recognized a child was in distress, they performed an immediate rescue followed by continuous life-saving efforts by first responders. They are the heroes who took action after a crazed man wielding a knife went on the attack inside a Walmart, stabbing 11 people. The suspect was quickly arrested, all thanks to 2 Marine veterans, including one who was armed and held the suspect at gunpoint until help arrived. Les Trent has the latest.
Once a Marine, always a Marine. New details are emerging about the heart-stopping moment when 2 Marine veterans confronted a knife-wielding wacko who stabbed 11 people inside a Walmart. Marine veteran Derek Perry, in the white shirt, held the man at gunpoint, while another, Matt Kolakowski, in the purple shirt, was able to disarm the deranged suspect. Moments later, cops arrived and arrested the accused stabber.
Like several people stabbed?
Today, the Marines are being hailed for their extraordinary act of bravery.
They were utilizing their available resources to get this individual in a position where he couldn't get away. I say kudos all day long.
Here's Jim Murray.
The 2 hero Marine veterans apparently didn't know each other and just happened to be at the right place at the right time to save the day. What are the odds?
Derek Perry had just returned from a shooting range. That's why he still had his sidearm on his hip. We showed the video to former NYPD Lieutenant Darren Porcher, who says Perry did everything right.
We need heroes like this in our community, because if these 2 individuals were not there, we would have had a far greater body count.
The other Marine vet, Matt Kolakowski, was on vacation in Traverse City, Michigan with his family and was at the Walmart for supplies. He told CNN the suspect's eyes were bulging out of his head.
Do I have to do this?
42-year-old Bradford Gilly appeared in court today in a defiant mood.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you.
He was ordered held on $100,000 bond.
6 men and 5 women were stabbed. All are expected to recover. The suspect has been charged with terrorism and 11 counts of attempted murder. While on an official visit to Scotland, President Trump is getting in some swings at his golf course, and what's turning heads on the green is this one-of-a-kind all-terrain vehicle souped up with bulletproof glass windows. Stephen Fabian found out what it's like to ride in what's been dubbed Golf Force One.
You've never seen anything like this on the links. It's an armored golf cart specifically built to protect President Trump. The all-black, heavily fortified vehicle really stood out as it followed closely behind the president at his golf resort in Scotland. It's even got a nickname, Golf Force One. It's a beefed-up Polaris Ranger XP, a heavy-duty utility vehicle that's been customized by the Secret Service. I took a test drive in a Ranger at Island Power Sports on Long Island, New York. Now, the Polaris Ranger is a pretty powerful vehicle. It's got a top speed of 65 miles per hour and big, thick tires that can get you through all types of rough terrain. So, if the Secret Service needed to, they could whisk the president off to safety in a hurry. The extra precautions are no surprise, given that almost 1 year ago, there was an attempt on the president's life at his golf course in West Palm Beach. Cops say Ryan Ruth stuck a rifle through the perimeter fence, but was spotted by a Secret Service agent before he could pull the trigger. And this moment is going viral today. The president's caddy appears to, well, shall we say, lend him a helping hand by dropping a ball to give the president a better lie. Commander-in-Chief goes one cheeky comment.
President Trump returns home to Washington tomorrow after spending 4 days in Scotland. In the wake of the news that The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is coming to an end comes an edgy interview with former Tonight Show host Jay Leno. He says too often late-night hosts are taking a chance alienating half their audience when it comes to politics.
Jay Leno has some tough talk for the late-night comics. Stop being so political.
Why shoot for just half an audience all the time? You know, why not try to get the whole... I mean, I like to bring people into the big picture.
Jay Leno! Leno hosted The Tonight Show for 22 years, and he says he tried to take an even-handed approach to cracking political jokes.
It was fun to me when I got hate letters from you and your Republican friends. Well, Miss Lyon, I hope you and your Democratic buddies are happy. All for the same joke. And I go, well, that's good. So that's how you get a whole audience.
The Republicans are pointing their fingers at Democrats. Democrats are pointing their fingers at the Republicans. And Americans are pointing the middle finger at both of them. So that's pretty much...
I don't understand why you would alienate one particular group. And I love political humor. Don't get me wrong. But it's just what happens was people wind up causing too much to one side or the other.
Leno actually taped his interview with the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation 2 weeks ago, before Stephen Colbert's shocking announcement that The Late Show was being canceled by CBS.
Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May. And
I like to think that people come to a comedy show to kind of get away from the things, you know, the pressures of life. I don't think anybody wants to hear a lecture.
Start the show.
The monologue Stephen Colbert delivered about his cancellation has more than 10 million views, making it the most watched video on his YouTube page in years. The tech company where that CEO and his employee were caught on kiss cam work is still doing damage control. As the world knows, the scandal erupted at a Coldplay concert. Now, in what's being called a brilliant marketing move, the company has hired Coldplay singer Chris Martin's ex-wife Gwyneth Paltrow for an ad.
Hi, I'm Gwyneth Paltrow.
Now, that's a surprise. Yep, it's Gwyneth Paltrow appearing in a commercial for Astronomer, the once little-known tech company that shot to infamy when 2 of its executives were seen in that kiss cam moment at the Coldplay concert.
Astronomer has gotten a lot of questions over the last few days, and they wanted me to answer the most common ones.
Gwyneth is, of course, the ex-wife of Coldplay lead singer Chris Martin. The commercial has already racked up 37 million views and is getting plenty of praise for creativity. Viral disaster into marketing win, says Business Insider. So, who's the bright guy behind the ad? It's none other than Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds, who owns an ad agency hired by Astronomer to repair its image after its CEO and director of HR were caught canoodling.
Thank you for your interest in Astronomer.
The Beyonce sure knows how to go out with a bang. On the very last show of her Cowboy Carter tour, she surprised everyone with the Destiny's Child reunion.
What a finish. Look what happened during the last night of Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour. It's a Destiny's Child reunion. Performing together for the first time since 2018, the beloved trio brought the house down at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And it was a star-studded audience, including Tyler Perry, Oprah and Gayle King, and Khloe Kardashian along with mom Kris Jenner. They joined together in this epic circle dance during Texas Hold'em. Beyonce may be glad the tour with 32 stadium shows is over, since she's complaining about her knees while greeting fans backstage. Even Beyonce has a limit. And whoops, it's a wardrobe malfunction for J-Lo. Performing in Poland on her 56th birthday, J-Lo's sparkly skirt drops right to the floor. Taking the gaffe in stride, Jennifer showed off those famous curves before a backup dancer came to the rescue. And watch what happens to singer Luke Bryan. Someone threw a ball on stage and it nailed Luke right in the kisser. After looking startled, Luke handled it like a pro. He just kept on singing.
Luke Bryan, who's also a judge on American Idol, recently had to cancel several shows on his tour after coming down with COVID. And he's the dad who says he was trolled on national TV for wearing a Speedo. Now he's sitting back in an interview with Inside Edition.
Don't dare tell this guy he shouldn't wear Speedos. Tyler Moore, a dad of 3, found himself in the crosshairs of the Today Show's Jenna Bush Hager. Jenna was talking about this viral photo of the New York City school teacher wearing Speedos and holding his daughter in the air.
If my husband brought out a Speedo, I'd be shocked. You would be absolutely shocked. I'd be shocked, yeah.
Her guest host, basketball legend Dwayne Wade, also chimed in.
When I'm on vacation, I see guys walking with the Speedo. It's like, what are you doing, bro?
Then Hager hit him with the jokes.
And by the way, a man thigh?
Yeah, like, man, hairy man thigh.
Yeah, no thank you.
39-year-old Moore says he was stunned.
Seeing myself discussed on national TV, at first I was like, oh, that was sort of like fun and sort of funny.
He says it's a double standard. You can make fun of dudes, but not women.
It's 2025. Have we moved beyond these conversations around body and what people wear?
He says as a competitive swimmer, Speedos are ideal for speed. He showed Inside Edition producer Lauren Lavelle his selection.
All right, so Tyler, which one are you going to wear for us today?
So of all these, I think the rubber ducky. Time to get changed. Ready to go.
He and the family head to the lake.
Let's go.
After a brisk swim, he emerges Baywatch style, Speedo and all.
How are you feeling after that?
Great. Take that, Jenna.
Recent studies found less than 5% of men wear Speedos, but that may be changing. GQ magazine just dubbed this season the summer of the Speedo because men, they say, are getting more comfortable wearing them. And we'll be back with much more Inside Edition after this.
Next, Everesting Challenge tragedy.
Hikers climb smaller mountains over and over again until they reach the equivalent of climbing Mount Everest.
This dad just died while attempting the Everest Challenge.
He was my husband, my partner, my best friend.
Then, hugged by the mailman.
I wanted to comfort her as much as I could.
What was in the package that brought this woman to tears? Inside Edition will be right back.
It's the physical challenge that's the equivalent of climbing Mount Everest, the highest mountain in the world. Now this banking executive and married father of 3 has died after going into cardiac arrest while taking part in the challenge. Allison Holt tells us what happened.
It's the highest point on Earth. At 29,029 feet, Mount Everest is a bucket list destination for the world's most hardcore mountain climbers. But if you can't make it to the Himalayas, there are physical challenges where hikers climb smaller mountains over and over again until they reach the equivalent of climbing Mount Everest. It's called Everesting. That's what 43-year-old banker Slava Lakehind was attempting when the unimaginable happened. The married dad of 3 from Connecticut was taking part in an Everesting challenge at Snow King Mountain in the popular resort town of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. The goal? Climb the steep mountain 19 times in 36 hours, through the night and into the next day, to reach the elevation of Mount Everest.
Respond to the Snow King Resort for a 40-year-old male, unconscious.
Lakehind didn't make it. Following his 6th ascent of the mountain, he suffered an electrolyte imbalance, causing cardiac arrest. He died 6 days later.
This is devastating and heartbreaking.
Fitness instructor and registered nurse Amy Lesher participated in the same Everesting event.
Just how grueling was it participating in this? Yeah, I mean, it definitely took a lot of grit, a lot of determination, and a lot of tenacity. It's meant to be challenging. No one hikes Everest without a challenge. And unfortunately, sometimes emergencies just happen.
Now a family is left heartbroken after a dad's quest to recreate a Mount Everest climb goes horribly wrong.
And I will carry his love with me for the rest of my life. He was my husband, my partner, my best friend.
Just heartbreaking. By the way, over 30,000 athletes from 116 countries have completed an Everesting challenge. We'll be right back.
Still to come, hugged by the mailman.
I wanted to comfort her as much as I could.
What was in the package that brought this woman to tears?
Pull at her heartstrings after a mail carrier made a very important delivery. All the homeowner needed was a hug. Jim Bray tells us what was in the package that led to the emotional moment.
A woman wipes away tears as she heads to sit on her front steps. She's patiently waiting for a very special delivery. The mailman appears from his truck. He's got that important package. What happens next? Well, look. He sits next to her and they share a special moment. A warm embrace. So what was in the box that brought the neighbor and the mailman to tears? It was the cremated ashes of the woman's beloved German Shepherd, Stoli.
I had a tracking number. I knew when she was going to arrive.
Kristen Klapatowska says Stoli was a mischievous dog. She'd go through cabinets with her paws when no one was home. Stoli passed away from cancer. Kristen chose to have the remains mailed to her.
This is Stoli. It's got her name on top and then her picture.
And here's that mailman today. He's 22-year-old Malachi Knox.
Both of us were very vulnerable in that moment, and I understood, and I wanted to comfort her as much as I could.
A simple act of kindness at a time when it was needed the most.
A little compassion does go a long way. Coming up, a close encounter on the beach.